Just ahead on ABC 6 News, first at 4. 24 hours to leave. What we are learning tonight about the rapid removal of North Providence residents after condo troubles. Plus, we are in the courtroom, a day meant to celebrate mom quickly turning deadly. What we know about the suspect with a lengthy criminal history. And
hundreds dead after a strike on a hospital in Gaza. I'm Inez de la Cuetara in Jerusalem, and I'll have all the latest coming up.
And a blaze leaves one firefighter injured. What we know about the early morning fire that ignited a manufacturing facility. Those stories in a Check Your Forecast starting right now on ABC 6 News, first at 4.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC 6 News, first at 4.
We begin with breaking news at 4 o'clock. The health ministry run by Hamas says at least 500 people have been killed in an Israeli strike on a hospital in Gaza. Many more people may be trapped beneath the rubble. The death toll will likely go up. Further airstrikes from Israel today, striking homes, killing 30, a refugee camp killing 27, and a UN school sheltering displaced Palestinians. The strike on that school that housed nearly 4,000 killed 6. The strikes took place in the southern part of Gaza, where the Israeli government gave 24 hours to evacuate via texts, phone calls, and flyers sent to Palestinians there. Here in the Ocean State, the Jewish Alliance of Greater Rhode Island says several local synagogues have received non-credible bomb threats over the weekend. White House officials say President Biden will head to Israel tomorrow to meet with their prime minister, then heads to Jordan to talk with key Arab leaders. ABC's Inez de la Cuetara has the latest from Jerusalem.
3 days of mourning declared in Gaza after a devastating attack on Baptist Hospital. Hundreds killed, according to the health ministry. Thousands were sheltering there after being forced to flee from the north of Gaza. It comes as President Biden heads to Israel and the Kingdom of Jordan Wednesday to speak with the regional leaders about this growing humanitarian crisis.
And at our request, the United States and Israel have agreed to develop a plan that will enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations to reach civilians in Gaza, and them alone.
Hundreds of trucks with supplies for Palestinians in Gaza are waiting on the Rafah crossing in Egypt to open, hoping to get inside Gaza to deliver vital resources for the millions in need. Aid workers say thousands could starve unless food is allowed in, water and fuel also running out. This man explaining he fears for his family and all of Gaza, with children dying. The Rafah border crossing still closed and no word on when it may open. Biden will also talk to Israeli authorities about their plan to defeat Hamas, the militant group responsible for last week's terrorist attack that left more than 1,400 Israelis dead.
First is making sure he gets an update from our Israeli counterparts about their plans, their intentions, how things are going on the ground, and make sure that he conveys a strong message of continued support. Number two, it's really on the humanitarian front.
Some 360,000 reservists have been called up in Israel, possibly signaling a ground invasion into Gaza could be next. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to demolish Hamas, who they say are holding nearly 200 people hostage. And crowds already taking to the streets across the region in protest of the strike on that hospital as President Biden touches down in Israel tomorrow. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Meantime, thousands of people marching in Boston showing their support for Palestine. The march started off at Copley Square, moving to the Israeli consulate, then going as far as the Mass Turnpike. Many of the protesters expressing their anger toward the Israeli military and their hopes to end the violent war. Since the counterstrikes, the Gaza Health Ministry says nearly 3,000 Palestinians have been killed, more than 9,700 wounded. Stay with ABC 6 News for the latest updates out of Israel. We will have continuing coverage on air and online at abc6.com. Happening right now, residents in one building of the Canterbury condominium complex in North Providence completely moved out today, just 24 hours notice to leave. Town officials citing unsafe and deplorable living conditions inside and deciding to condemn the property after a check this weekend. Providence Now reporter Daniel Coates joins us live with the latest. Dan.
Well, Tiffany, those residents were told that they needed to be out of the building behind me by 3 o'clock this afternoon. But about 30 minutes ago, many of those residents were gathered outside alongside city officials and even many police crews, telling me that they don't know where exactly they're going to go at this time. But as you can see behind me, this place is being completely locked up. And again, those residents say they don't know what the next days or weeks are going to look like, forced from their condo complex in North Providence. And today we spoke with North Providence officials and Mayor Charles Lombardi, who said this all started when Vista Management, the condo owner, didn't properly address a pipe burst and serious damage back in February. Now the city inspector and fire department checked the building this weekend and found no heat, hot water, proper insulation, and even asbestos. Now, residents of the 56-unit building have been forced out at 3 p.m. just about an hour ago, only warned by this eviction notice hung last night.
And when I read the sign, found out that we had to leave 3 o'clock today. I just don't understand. Doesn't make any sense to me. What the hell am I going to move?
Well, we saw the damage in the building, and we knew something was going to happen. And then it was kind of quick, came on us kind of quick. I got a lot of friends here. I've been here 20 years, and I got to say goodbye,
And we reached out to Vista Management for comment, but have yet to hear back at this time. Tonight at 5, we'll have more from city officials about what they plan to do in the near future. For now in North Providence, I'm Daniel Coates, ABC 6 News.
Thanks, Dan. We'll see you in about an hour. Meantime, this just into the ABC 6 newsroom. The man accused of attacking police officers with a knife last month in Taunton is being held without bail. The DA's office says 35-year-old Douglas Haggerty, who you just saw there, was found competent to stand trial, and he was found dangerous at a hearing just hours ago. Haggerty facing numerous charges, accused of slashing several officers, including the chief of police, after leading them on a chase, then crashing into a home. One officer was taken by medical helicopter to be treated in Boston. All of those officers did survive. Turning to an ABC 6 News follow-up at 4 o'clock, the man charged in a deadly shooting at a Mother's Day cookout in Providence being held without bail. Luis Sepulveda was charged with first-degree murder and illegal gun charges. He pled not guilty to all charges. He's accused of firing a shot that killed 44-year-old Angel Rodriguez on May 14th at a family gathering on Manton Ave. Police say Sepulveda went to the Mother's Day gathering with a friend who didn't get along with Rodriguez. The three started arguing before Sepulveda is accused of firing shots, one of those hitting Rodriguez. Police say Sepulveda took off in a van that was parked outside. Other local stories we are following at 4 o'clock on this Tuesday. The scene now clear in Woonsocket after a code red fire broke out there this morning. Officials say that fire started inside of the felt making facility Flock Tex. It started around 7 o'clock this morning. All employees were able to get out safely, but we do know one firefighter was taken to the hospital to be checked out. The cause of that fire still unknown.
There's heavy damage to their equipment. They have drying kilns in there that dry the felt, and there's heavy damage in that area.
The fire marshal is now investigating. First at 4, a live look over Providence. Right there you are. Look at the clouds moving in. Let's get a check of our forecast with Providence now. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Banson, who joins us live in the Weather Center. Does that mean it's raining?
The clouds are building out there this afternoon, Tiffany. That's a shower that we are looking at. It's not raining everywhere, though. We'll show you where that isolated shower is in a second here. Let's go to the graphics. And yeah, you can see again that big cloud out there, what Tiffany was referring to, right down the Providence River and heading out into the bay. It's slightly over land at this point. And we'll put it, and you can see how slowly those little specks of green have begun to pop up this afternoon, mostly dancing around our viewing area. But again, a few have popped up out there, mostly in parts of southern Plymouth County. You can see went from Plymouth right over Wareham and then dissipated out over the water. This is the cell right here that we're looking at on our Skycam, right over 195. It's about to move. Other portions of Route 6 as well, just north of Fall River. So Fall River, you guys about to get a little bit of a sprinkle here over the next 15-20 minutes or so. Temperatures are in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees right now. New Bedford reporting sunshine, but again, not for all that long. Clouds and a couple of spotty showers about to move in. We'll see variably cloudy skies through the evening. Again, very hit or miss shower here. Most of us probably don't see anything at all. And the clouds will dissipate a little bit as we head into the overnight period. You can see a little bit clearer of the icons as we head into the overnight hours. But then we're going to start to see some more clouds pop up from time to time tomorrow as well. About the same forecast as today, slight chance for a shower out there, but we want to get some elevated rain chances. Yeah, you can see those bars up there for Friday, Saturday, and even a little bit into Sunday. We're going to time out that weekend rain for you coming up in a little bit. Tiffany.
Thanks, Jeff. An ABC 6 News update at 4. The Providence City Planning Committee holding a public meeting. It'll start in just a little bit, about 4:45. It will discuss plans for a 5-story, 62 apartment complex. Now, if it's approved, it'll sit at 269 Wickenden Street. The last time public comment was held on this development, there was a lot of public pushback. After hours of discussion and several concessions made at that meeting, the board ultimately voting to approve the project's master plan request. A focus on our schools at 4 o'clock. A meeting is being held right now at Mount Pleasant High School discussing changes that'll be happening to 5 schools in the Providence School District. Those schools include Mount Pleasant High, Del Sesto Middle School, Alvarez High School, Hope High School, and Juanita Sanchez Education Complex. They'll be including more diverse and specialized academics and curriculum into the school programs, all in hopes to better fit the needs of the students at each individual school. You can attend that meeting. It is running until 6 o'clock this evening. Just ahead on ABC 6 News, first at 4. Today is the deadline for mail-in ballots in the North Kingstown special election. What 2 questions you could be voting on? Plus, no end in sight for the chaos on Capitol Hill as Jim Jordan lacks enough votes to become Speaker. Jeff?
Yeah, as we just talked about, Tiffany, rain again for the weekend. You've got to be getting used to it at this point, right? We'll time it out for you coming up and let you know how much and if we can salvage any part of the weekend.